Yay Media Group.
That Met Gala, it's so stupid.
People are over award shows and all that.
Well, the Met Gala.
And
Isn't
Met
that
Galas,
the one where they wear like the weird stuff and there's a theme and not every celebrity gets invited?
Yeah, people
I'm
are
not
getting
really
less. But some people are into fashion, so they still like that. I get it. But for me, it's just not my, it's not my thing. You know? It's a cool kids club, the Met Gala, 100%.
Yeah, a bunch of nerds. Hey guys, episode 241. If you follow my Instagram yesterday, so we're recording, what is today? Monday?
Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday?
It is.
No, it's not. It is. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what day it is. Yeah, that is right because this episode will drop tomorrow. But yeah, it's Tuesday. We're recording. Monday, you know how your day, it kind of starts off a little bit on the wrong foot. So I woke up, I had a nosebleed, and it was the worst nosebleed I think I've had. It bled from the time I got up to drop off. I had to take the kids with something in my nose. I got home and I laid back and then it finally stopped. And I was freaking out because I was going to go to the gym and I wanted to be there. I have like my times, certain times, and everything timed out, my day planned until I go pick up the boys, from school. So then I did blow, the nosebleed stops. I go to the gym. And then I get in my car and a light cuts on. And if y'all follow me on Instagram, thank you, because I did a poll. You don't ever get on Instagram, so you don't ever see any of my stuff. Yeah. But I was asking people, if your transmission blew, what do you do? Do you pay to fix it or do you get a new car? So pretty much everybody said get a new car. And that's what I thought was wrong with my car. So the light cut on first and I chat GPT'd it and it said it wasn't a big deal. I typed in the make and model of my car and they were like, it's not a big deal. If it is a sensory issue, you can go to Infinity dealership and they'll help you. So I get home and I'm at the mailbox getting our mail and all of a sudden the car's like, brrr. That's like what it sounded like. I'm like, oh gosh, that sounds like it's all in the front of the car. I don't know cars. So I'm just instantly, I'm like, well, that's not good. That kind of sounds like the transmission. So I pull up at our house and I was like, maybe I'll just wait a second. And then I was like, and of course I always call you and you're
I'm
at
a
work.
Big help.
I know. Jeff can't help me. He's at work and I'm like, well, I have the car on. Maybe I shouldn't turn it off. And then the car goes boop, 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 again. It makes that noise. So I was like, shoot, maybe I should go to the car dealership. So I called my girlfriend. She was getting her hair done. And I go, when are you done at the salon? Just in case I'm stuck on the side of the road. Because for some reason, I like to be stuck. Last time I had a flat tire, I like to be stuck places. So I get to the dealership. Right when I pull in at the dealership. Oh, my friend was like, yeah, I'll come get you if you're stuck. I was like, okay, heading to the dealership now. Pull up at the dealership, car cuts off. And I was like, wait, it doesn't even sound like it's running.
Got there,
right when I got there. So the guy comes out who always helps me at Infinity. And he's like, what's going on? And he's like, did you not get your oil change? I was like, no, I was here last time. I got my oil change. I was like, well, I'm always good about that. And I was like, do you hear this? He was like, your car's not even on. And I was like, I know, the engine shut off. So he's like, okay, I'll look at it. And then I was like, I need a loaner car because we have sports. I have to take the kids to school. I don't like asking for help. I have a really hard time asking my neighbors for help. Anyways, no loaner, you're done with your stuff at work. So I was like, just come get me. You came and picked me up. And long story short, it was the transmission. It was getting overheated because of the radiator. He said the radiator was completely clogged and then something about a valve and I needed new brake pads, all this stuff. $4,100 later.
Unbelievable.
Yes. But I didn't have to buy a new car. Which I don't want a new car because I'm hoping that this car that I'm driving, my car's 10 years old. I'm hoping that it lasts till Lawson's 16. Because I told Lawson yesterday when I picked him up from school, he's like, why are you in Dad's car? I was like, oh, it's a whole thing. And I was like, I'm trying to keep the Infinity alive because you're going to drive it. And he's like, ew, I don't want this car. And I was like, well, you better get used to it because if it makes it that long, you're going to be driving it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's already got all the dents and scratches. Leighton's put stickers on the windows.
Well, yeah, it's better than getting a new car. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I had Jeff not panicking, but you were just like, oh my gosh.
Well, it's never a good time, but still $4,100 is.
It's still a lot, but
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
lot.
I'm just like, but I was asking the guy, I go, last time I was here, you quoted me like $9,000 of stuff I needed to get done. He goes, no, you got the important stuff that keeps the car running. So he was like, you should be fine now.
I'm going to go, just because I do interviews around town, there's this, it's nationwide. It's called Christian Brothers Automotive. Mm-hmm. And I've done a bunch of,
ads.
Yeah. I've been in their office, and then they have all the same technology as like a dealership. They run diagnostic tests and things like that. I'm just going to go in there and just see the pricing, because, going to a dealership is just, you're wasting money. I wonder what that would cost if I went to maybe not Christian Brothers, but just somewhere else other than a dealership. Would it still be $4,100? That seems a little crazy for a couple new spark plugs.
I got the radiator, something else done, my brake pads. I got like multiple things done.
Yeah, I just wonder what the pricing is.
My neighbor went to Christian Brothers. She was having the same issue with her car overheating, but I don't think it was $4,100.
Yeah, I mean, I just said that because that's the only other automotive place I know. I don't know anything about cars. So they could be like.
I think those places, and I don't even know what I'm talking about. Don't they have to get the parts? They order the parts from somewhere.
Oh, that's true.
Her car, it took longer because they didn't have her parts of her model car that she has. Could be. So I just prefer going to the dealership because they know me in there now because I go there all the time. And I don't know. I just prefer going in there. They've always helped me. We bought my car at Infinity of Denver. And then there's this guy, Chris, there. If you live in Denver, he's awesome. And then your car, they helped. They were so great.
I wish I knew that guy's name. He was really nice.
I have his number in my phone.
He's a nice guy. And then I went back to get something. Oh, my plates weren't in yet. Yeah. So I had to get back in new tags. And I pulled in, and it was like 3 months later. And he's like, hey, Jeff. And I was like, he
remembered.
Dude, how'd you remember me? And he's like, it's my job. I remember everybody's name who buys a car.
Yeah, he was great. And all I had to do was call over there because the one Infinity I went to, I looked like this. And the guy did not want to help me at all. And I was like, F you. So I reached out to the guy, Chris, who I got a car from the last time. I was like, who do you recommend? And then he sent me the guy. And then right when we pulled up, I was like, I'm the one that found Jeff's car. I was looking hours and hours and hours. And then I was like, I want to look at this car, this car, this car. We want this, that. And they had it all. It was so simple.
I really, really, when I say this, don't care about cars. I don't know how to fix them. I don't know what goes into them. I don't care what it looks like. Just give me from A to B and with the least problems possible. I swear, I don't care about cars at all. And I don't know. And then I go in there and they're like, yeah, you need a new spark plug. You need a new butt plug. I'm like, a butt plug goes in a car? All right. How much is that?
Jeff says the least problems, and we get his car and we turn it on and the battery died. Your new car.
Oh, yeah. It didn't even start. Yeah. That was not great. I'm like,
yeah, but do you guys get warranties? If they're like, get this extended warranty. I just feel like warranties are it's fake. It's like with anything. I just bought the washer.
Yeah.
And they were like, do you want to extend the warranty? It's covered for 3 years, guaranteed to last 20. And I was like, no, because when the 3 years comes and if something happens and it breaks and you call the warranty place, there's always an issue.
And it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's your phone, washer, car, whatever. You're like, yeah, this broke down. Ooh, yeah. Your warranty doesn't cover that.
Yeah.
All right, it's springtime, so you know how busy things get with everybody being outside, kids' activities, schools winding down. There's so much going on, and it's tough to make a healthy meal.
It is, and Hungry Root helps you stick to your diet. It helps you eat healthy. It's just so convenient, especially for people who are always on the go.
Yeah, I love going to the grocery store. I love shopping, but sometimes there's not enough time in the day to do everything. And Hungry Root is perfect because they have over 50,000 different recipes to choose from. them. That's almost too much. But I like to stick to my basics. I like a Mediterranean diet. I like a meat diet, and Hungry Root has something for everybody.
I've been working out a lot. I've been trying to stick with my fitness goals and everything, and Hungry Root helps keep me on track with those goals.
My favorite part about Hungry Root is that it holds all of its food to high standards, screening out over 200 additives, including high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives. That's something that we really try to focus on in this family.
Hungry Root sources only high quality ingredients like meat, seafood with no hormones, antibiotics, plus organic produce and non-GMO options.
You're going to love Hungry Root as much as we do. For a limited time, get 40% off your first order, plus a free item in every box for life. Just go to hungryroot.com/togetherness and use code Togethermess. That's MESS. That's hungryroot.com/togetherness, code Togethermess to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. So why did I get it? You're just scamming me out of money.
Our couch upstairs, you got a warranty. Leighton took a Sharpie and marked on it. He was 2 years old. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I getting Sharpie out of this couch? I called the warranty place. They were making me go in circles. Yeah. A pain to deal with, nothing. And a friend of mine was like, my family owned a furniture store, take rubbing alcohol and put it on it. And I did, and the Sharpie came right out.
Yeah, but still, they should fix it.
They should
for
fix
you,
it.
You know?
Yeah, but it's just almost like a money grab.
Yeah, and I can't stand that. But yeah, I don't know anything about cars. Like most guys are into cars and stuff.
I don't think anybody knows anything about cars.
Because it's all diagnostics now. You know, you can't go in there and get your uncle or something to go in there and be like, hey, what's going on with this? And he goes in with a wrench and he knows what's happening, clean out your engine. Now it's all electronic. So you need to get a whole diagnostic test, hook it up to see what's not working and what is working. I think it's a lot different than in the old days, you know?
See, my mom, when she worked in Waxhaw and the bank there, she knew everybody. So she knew if they have problems still to this day, she knows like what mechanic to go to, who's going to be the best person for this. Like she knew everybody. Like, oh, this family's good. They got a good reputation being like honest, loyal people.
Yeah, it's tough to find
like
a good
small,
mechanic.
yeah. But like us, it's just, I'm not going to be searching. It's like, I'm just going to go to the dealership. But anyways, so all of that. And then today, you guys, I was like not going to work out. And I kept telling myself, I was like, you were a pussy. You're trying to get to your weight loss goal. You ate like crap yesterday. Like move and go. Cause I was sore from the other day and I went and it was like the best. It was so good. And then after I felt so good about myself. And then you have all this energy and like, I have to work out because mentally I'm better.
Absolutely. I've been saying that forever. And then once you start getting into a routine of working out, those days that you're like, I could go or couldn't go, which you're always going to have those days. Once you get into that routine, you make yourself go and then you feel better afterwards, which motivates you for the next day. And it's one day at a time. You do the same routine once you start getting off your workouts. You're like, oh, you know what? I'd rather just do this and I'll spend time with the kids or I'll just fix this. And then you get off of working out and then you get in a routine of not working out, you know? And then for me, I get irritable and things like that. So
makes me, I have these things like I have to read a chapter a night of my book. And I've been doing that. I'm on chapter 13. So 13 days I've been reading this book so far. Every night I read a chapter and then I have to do my devotionals in the morning. And then I listen to this one podcast that's motivational. And then I listen to that. And then I go to my workout classes and then I get all my stuff done. So like before I go to the gym, I have to do, so today I came home, I vacuumed, did all the laundry, then went to class and then I had to get groceries, but I did a pickup order. So, and I timed it that when I'm done with my class, I can go pick up my groceries, bring them back. So I'm not driving everywhere.
Yeah, I got to get my oil changed now that you just said that. Oh, we talked about that. I got that free coupon. I'm going to go use it.
Yeah, Jeff's going to go use a free coupon.
After what just happened, $4,100, I'm using a free coupon.
But the car's 10 years old. I mean, you got to expect these type of things. My brother used to work at Mercedes, and somebody he knows over there was like, Infinities are known for after 100,000 miles having issues. I mean, I think that's a lot of cars.
Yeah, and I don't know.
I mean, your car ran for 16 years though.
Yeah, that's the only.
And I got 136,000 miles. Is that a lot? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't know. I don't know anything about cars. I know where the gas goes, and gas prices are getting creeping up these days.
All right. So switching subjects, one thing I wanted to talk about is, okay, this is not to bicker. I'm not picking. Okay. I'm not picking, just letting you know, because I feel like you're not in the playful mood today.
I just walked in the door.
Yeah, I know. But we have to get this done because y'all have to get this video by Wednesday.
Okay.
So, and I have some other things I have to do.
Pickens.
And I like getting things done while the kids are in school. So, what was I going to say? Oh, Jeff and I are like more traditional with how we are. Like our marriage and things that we do. And so like Jeff just had a buddy in town that stayed. And I was just thinking about this, like when I was, these are things like if I'm on the treadmill or like walking in my head, it goes. And I know we're traditional. And again, this is not fighting. And I wish I had this live where everybody could comment and I could just get everybody's vibes, or they're like, Jordan, you're way off, or, oh, I can kind of see what you're talking about. So ever since Jeff and I have lived together, it's always like if people come and stay, whether it's my family, your family, friends on either side, I am always the one that's responsible for cleaning up the like bed, like the sheets and everything and the comforter and everything. And I don't know if it's because it's how we're traditional and you just assume that she's got it. But like when my family comes, no doubt, I'm like, gotta clean it. I gotta do it. But then like if your family comes and stays, you don't go down there and clean it up. You assume me. And again, this is not me arguing. I want to know, am I way off, or is it just my job to do it? And I'm not complaining. I already got the bed already made and everything. But when you stay at somebody's house too, do you remove the sheets or do you remake the bed for the person who owns the place or a rental or whatever, take it off?
I'll ask. I'll be like, hey, I'll just take the sheets off because I'm assuming they're going to wash it, especially if I spend the weekend there or something. I'll take all the sheets off and be like, hey, I took everything off. I just threw them on the floor or on top of the bed just so you know. I don't want to go in their washer and start washing. So like no matter what
I do the same. I strip the sheets. And I kind of like will clean up around the bathroom.
Like, hey, you want me to take that off? No, I got it.
Yeah.
Just ask.
And I don't if somebody says no, or if I'm like, no, I don't mind. I'll just take it off. And sometimes if I really know the person, I'll go on ahead and put our stuff in their washer. Like if I really know, if I really know the person. But like, for instance, your mom, like when we would stay there, I knew your dad's not changing the sheets. Your mom did that.
But I would throw those in the washer for my mom. I always
did.
Yeah.
Every time I was there. And I would tell your mom, because I'm like, your mom's like me. She's like, I'm responsible for cleaning this. She just had our kids and was entertaining them and like giving me a break. I would just thought it was respectful I would clean up around the sink after everything was packed. I would always clean up around the sink for her. I would clean the toilet for her so she wouldn't have to do it. And I would throw our stuff in the washer because I was like, the last thing she wants to do is be cleaning up after us and your pubes or like the boys, like
I don't have
hair. Like hair, like Peyton, when he comes and stays there, he's so hairy, like his chest.
Yeah, that's
like,
all you.
He's full of hair.
Yeah, that's you.
And I'm like, ugh. Like, it's gross. And I just have to like clean everything up. But what is it?
With the weather changing, we're always on the go, but there's one thing that always stayed the same. You know what we're talking about, our AG1.
I love AG1. Every time I drink it, I feel like I have so much energy. I use AG1 for my gut health. I don't feel foggy headed. And it's just something that I've been able to stick to. Sometimes I have a hard time sticking to something. And this is something that I've been consistent on for 2 years now?
I use it every single day. I actually forgot my wedding ring here and there when I go to work, but I never forget to take my AG1.
I can tell when I don't take my AG1, and I like mine with 4 ounces of water, 1 scoop, shake it up, and I'm good to go.
They have their great basic flavor, which I still love, but now they have berry, citrus,
tropical,
which is your favorite.
Tropical is my favorite.
And they have great to-go packets, which even when we're on vacation or on the go, I take my AG1 with me. Usually I drink it first thing in the morning. And then they have AGZ, and that's the last thing I put in my body at night. It keeps me going, it keeps me fueled, and it actually gives me a peace of mind.
AG1 has over 50,000 verified 5-star reviews and comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. Visit drinkag1.com/togetherness to get a free AG1 flavor sampler and a bottle of vitamin D3 K2 in your AG1 welcome kit when you first subscribe, a $72 value. That's drinkag1.com/togetherness. drinkag1.com/togetherness. drinkag1.com/togetherness.
That's drinkag1.com/togetherness. MESS.
What is it?
Yeah, well, listen, I might get in trouble if there was comments here. I'm assuming since you're home all day and I'm not, that you have 10 extra minutes to do that, as opposed to me coming home, taking care of this, going
What
to
if it's
sports,
the weekend?
and then coming home and then
No, I do
late
everything.
at night doing it. I just assume you have some
What if it's
extra
they
time.
leave on a Friday?
What do you mean?
What if they leave on a Friday or a Saturday?
Well, if you mention it and say, hey, Jeff, go grab those sheets downstairs. It's not a big deal. I'll go grab them.
I know you will. You don't have a problem doing that. But I always feel like it's my duty to do it. And I'm always like, wait, why am I responsible for this? Is this my duty?
Well, if you want a tidy household.
My house is very tidy.
Yeah, so you're the one
ship.
that's home all day.
I'm not home all day.
Mostly. Do you see what I'm saying? If someone has to run to the store, I'll run because I'm already out working, and on my way home, I'll stop at the store. Okay. If you're already home, it makes sense to do home stuff. No?
Yep. But
I know people are going to get mad, but I just think that's a partnership.
Discussion. It's just a discussion. It's not getting on anybody. It's just a discussion.
No, I get it, but that's my answer. I don't know if that's chauvinistic or not. In today's world, I don't know.
No, I'm just asking.
And how many times do you mop the floor? Never. I always do all that stuff.
Oh, I hate mopping.
Right. So that could go into home category, but I do all that stuff.
Yeah. We have to figure out what we're going to do.
Light bulbs need changing? Who does that?
Oh, you got to go buy more light bulbs. The light bulb doesn't match. I have 2 cool ones and a warm one. So and now the bathroom, it's kind of, it's like warm in there, like the colors, and it throws me off when I'm putting on my makeup.
Ones.
Yeah.
On my way home, I'll stop at Home Depot. See, that's my job.
We got new patio furniture from Wayfair, and I'm so excited about it. It looks so good. Jeff was going to get navy blue rocking chairs, and I was like, no, we're not doing that.
You're the one who wanted rocking chairs. I didn't want rocking chairs.
No, you're the one that called me.
No, I didn't.
You called me and were like, I'm getting these rocking chairs. And I was like, no, I don't want those.
Oh, I thought you wanted those. No. I didn't want them.
So I sent him 4 options, and I go, I like these. I post them on my Instagram. So those of you who follow me, I posted them on Instagram, but they're really cute, and I'm very excited about it. You know, like when you get new furniture, you get things around your house, it makes you like feel good because your house like looks newer or something. It just looks different.
A little change.
Yeah. And it's like, it makes you feel good. And then you're like, all right, what's next? Now I need another like bath mat for over here.
Ugh, it never ends.
Oh no, it never does. But okay, one other thing, switching gear, and I'm not going into details about this. I just want to like
you had some things on your mind.
No, there's just things I want to say. Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Oh boy.
So
a lot of people
we're not getting
No, I'm not getting into this, but a lot of people have been, I thought it was over already. I have no idea this story was still going.
So I think like 2 weeks, like it was supposed to start, but they settled. I know we talked about this. I don't like months ago about this, and
I think everybody
people
knows
got
the
very
story
mad
by now.
Yeah, everybody knows the story.
People
but
got mad about what?
Because if you're Team Blake, you're this. If you're Team Justin, you're this.
Those days are gone.
Justin.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't.
Blake.
Be whoever you want. Don't worry about what other people think.
I loved her before, like Sister of the Traveling Pants, and even her husband, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
I thought he was really cool. Now I'm kind of like, you're a little douche. And you're kind of weaselly. And with her, I think she's kind of weaselly too. And I like that Justin stuck up for himself, because if there was an actor that everybody knows, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, nobody knew who Justin Baldoni was. I didn't know who he was. You did, because he was on the Bob show when Bob had a podcast.
And he was a really nice guy.
Super nice guy. And
personally, just when I met him, yeah.
Right. But there could have been an actor that no one really knew, like a Justin, and would have been like, oh, okay, and just lay down and let her ruin their name. And I feel like you're innocent when you're like, oh no, we're going toe to toe with each other, and you are not smearing my name.
So who do you think, we already discussed all that stuff. Now, moving forward, who do you think's career is most effective?
Hers, I think.
But they have the money, and they did have the power because they're a power couple. They don't need the money
because her husband invested in all this stuff.
But that was Justin Baldoni's movie, right? He was the director of that.
Yes, it was.
So it was on his shoulders.
Yes.
So I feel like his career might be. I don't know if people are gonna be like, especially if you're in that industry. Like, I'm more Team Blake. I'm never working with Justin Baldoni, or if it's vice versa. I just don't. I think a lot of people didn't really know who he was.
I did.
And now they know him through this. So it's Hollywood's a big high school.
Yes.
And I say that all the time to people at home. They don't understand that. They think like the most talented people automatically go to the top. That's not the case in Hollywood. Yeah. It's who you know. It's who's the casting director. It's who you're friends with. Granted, there are many, many talented people throughout entertainment and music and everything, But even talking to Keaton Simons, who I met on the Bob show as well, he's a fantastic musician. If you don't know who he is, Keaton Simons, he's what's that guy's name? The son of Roberts.
Julia Roberts?
Yeah, husband? Julia Roberts' brother.
Oh, a brother.
It's his son.
What is his name?
I can see his face.
I can too. He's a nice looking man.
Yeah. He was in like the Pope of Greenwich Village and stuff. Oh, he's in a bunch of stuff. But he's an older actor.
Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts, that's right. I met him too. I did a podcast with him back in the day.
Keaton Simons?
That's his son.
That's his son?
Yeah.
So Keaton and Emma Roberts are brother and sister?
I think so.
I never knew that.
Long story, that's not what the story's about. The long story short, Keaton Simons was on the Bob show. I had lunch with him. Such a great guy, such a talented musician. He's in that song, I've been 16 hours in.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Who's that guy who sings that? Who's dead? Yeah.
Well, that's Sinead O'Connor.
I know, but he re-sings it.
I know exactly. Nothing compares.
What the heck's his name? He's super famous too. Like one of the best musicians of all time. Anyways, Keaton Simons worked with him. He was the backup musician. And even during that song, he's like, Keaton Simons, everybody.
But didn't Keaton Simons come up with John Mayer and all those guys?
Yes. Mm-hmm. He came up with so this is how I know the story. And he'd be like, John Mayer, all those guys, we came up together. Keaton writes his own songs, does his own music, plays with the best musicians. But me saying that, if you didn't follow me from all the way back to the Bob show, you probably have no idea who Keaton Simons is. Look up some of his music. If you like that John Mayer, if you like, Jason Mraz-ish type music, he's a really great songwriter, great musician, very talented. Had his own like little reality show for a little bit with Eric Roberts. They had some reality show. I didn't know that. But it was very volatile. Like it goes deeper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he's like, do you know how many talented musicians there are that never got their shot? You know, there's just got to be something that takes spark, or you hit one thing and then you rise to the top. There's so many talented musicians, as you see from all these shows. They never run out of people for The Voice, American Idol. So many talented people. How many of them get their shot, right? There's just something that happens in Hollywood, or you have a team, or you have to have a good agent that's powerful, and like their agency will push you onto every director out there or whatever it is. It takes a lot.
Now it's like TikTok, you can get discovered.
Right.
Instagram, you could get discovered.
Yeah.
There's some people that I like. Priscilla Block, I like her. She's so cute. She is a country singer. She got her start on TikTok. I love her story.
Yeah, and those are more of the stories that people are getting, because now you could get famous. You don't need you don't need the big agents. You don't need the Universals and Paramounts and things like that. You do if you don't have that following. But if you have social media or YouTube, you could create your own name. And I think people gravitate towards that because they're like, oh, I found this guy. He came out of nowhere. Check out his music. Right. And then you get shared like that. And then everybody is kind of on board. I love Quince. If you haven't heard of it, it's a great wardrobe company. A lot of the clothes that you see me wear on this podcast are actually from Quince. I love the quality of their material. I love that it's just no labels, right? It fits good. It feels good. It's breathable. I love all their Henley shirts. They have short sleeve, long sleeve, all my favorite colors, basic, white, blue. You know how I wear all my stuff. And I just bought a pair of white Golf Tech pants that I'm gonna wear for the first time. I'm at the age now where I think I could pull off white pants.
Oh, everybody can pull off white pants, I think. All guys can. It just looks nice.
I just got them. I tried them on. They fit like a glove. They're true to size when they fit. There's something for everybody. And I'm telling you, check it out because all their prices are very reasonable and high quality material.
I got this hot pink sweater. It's so nice. It looks like something that would cost a lot of money, and it just looks so chic. And this past time, I went more towards the athleisure instead of buying the sweaters, and I got a cute tennis skirt to match a navy blue tank top that I got from Quince 2 years ago. Quince makes it easy to refresh your everyday this spring with pieces that feel as good as they look. They use premium materials like 100% European linen, organic cotton, and ultra soft denim. Their lightweight linen pants, dresses, and tops start at $30 and are effortless, breathable, and easy to wear on repeat.
Refresh your everyday with luxury you'll actually use. Head to quince.com/togetherness for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, our friends to the north. That's QUINCE.com/togetherness for free shipping and 365-day return. Very important. That's quince.com/togetherness. Hollywood is a big popularity contest. That's why when it comes to different things in the industry, everybody leans one way, you know? And it's like, if you get out of line of that bubble, you're kind of banished from that bubble. And then once you're out of that bubble, you're done.
Well, I know two people who are know Justin Baldoni, and I've talked to them about it, and they were like, had nothing nice to say about Blake. And they are like, he is the nicest guy.
Again, he might have been putting it on. I met him a couple times and he was very nice. So I don't know who to take. It did sound like, from what I heard, she was kind of strong arm him.
Yeah, but then when her text messages came through, and I think she thought like, I can beat this guy, and she was going to take him down. And I'm glad her reputation's kind of, people think of her in a different way.
But even Taylor Swift, you know what I mean? Taylor Swift's she's the popular kid in high school, right? You know, and she's always been. She kept her distance after that whole thing went down.
Because she doesn't need that drama in her life. And I'm not a Swiftie, but Taylor Swift is so talented. She's very talented.
Now that's a person that would rise to the top no matter what.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm Daniel Day-Lewis, phenomenal. But I'm just saying there are people that you're like, oh, I recognize that guy, but I don't really know his name. Those guys could be anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? I could be one of those guys.
They just have talent. But Taylor Swift seems like a nice girl. She seems like She's very sweet. The things she does, like in the community, what she donates, she does seem like a good person, but I feel like that's why she's kind of separated herself with Blake. And Blake probably tried to team up like, oh, I'm going to get with Taylor Swift and we're going to be besties and post pictures together of us doing this because people will like me even more. Because there's been people that I have watched on television, and I never say names, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we would be best friends because I've seen them on a reality show, and on reality show, they're awesome. They're so loved. And then you meet them in person and you're like, wait, I don't like you. I would never be friends with you. And you're so different. Because sometimes I always think when people like worship celebrities or like you're obsessed with that person, when you meet them in person, they might not be exactly who you thought they were.
100% they're not. We've had this conversation, but it also to the point of like, look at Seth Rogen and all of his buddies, Jonah Hill, all the same guys. They all do. You think they all just grew up together and they all somehow were super talented? Jonah Hill, super talented. Seth Rogen, they're all very talented, but then they learn things along the way. And then if they're making a movie, they'll put Jonah in it. I love that. Vice versa.
Adam Sandler's got the same thing with his, and it's a lot of production people too got their same crew. They like who they work with. Adam Sandler only works with people that he likes. If you like step out of line or like disrupt that set or you're a cancer of some sort, you're out of his crew. Yeah.
You know? And I don't know. So that's the way I look at Hollywood. It's not like, wow, this person's really talented. They're so artsy because their socks don't match. I never understood all that.
Oh my God.
You know, like when I lived there and I was trying to understand, I'm like, I just want to have fun. And like be in a movie or be part. I love being on set. Like that's fun to me. And I'll learn as I go and I'll come in early. I'll stay late. I'll work as hard as I want. It's the talent's always there with everybody, but it's just, I don't know. You got to get in with the right people. Mm-hmm. And then once you get in,
you're in the cool kids
play the
club.
game.
Yeah.
You got to play the game unless you're an Adam Sandler and you could play outside the lines a little bit, you know? Mm-hmm. But if you're just one of those at the award shows, you go to the Met Gala, you got to have like-minded thought. And if you don't, you're kicked out of the cool club.
That Met Gala, it's so stupid.
People are over award shows and all that.
Well, the Met Gala, isn't that the one where they wear like the weird stuff and there's a theme and not every celebrity gets invited? And it's the girl, Lindsay, reached out to me and she's like, do you want to go to Devil Wears Prada like premiere and post about it? And I go, no, I could care less about the Devil's Wear Prada or whatever it's called.
Yeah, people are getting less, but some people are into fashion, so they still like that. I get it. But for me, it's just not my, it's not my thing. You know? It's a cool kids club, the Met Gala, 100%.
Yeah. A bunch of nerds.
But I never understood the artsy thing. You know, everyone's like, I'm an artist and you don't
get
me.
I do?
I'm like, you kind of sound like a dick, not an artist. That's what you sound like, you know?
I love people.
It gives you an excuse to be a dick because you're an artist and you're weird.
I've mentioned him before, like Sean Penn. Like at the award show, just lights up a ciggy and doesn't even care.
Again, he could do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but I love that. And he looks like so hard looking.
That
looks
guy's
like he's dead.
I mean, he's got some weird points of view, but he's okay. When I take that back, what I said about like artists and creatives, that dude just beats to his own drum. Yeah. Like he'll go hang out.
But he's been in it for so long.
Took down El Chapo, dude. He wouldn't have hung out with El Chapo. He goes on these crazy trips and stuff.
When we were
he's got some
in LA,
stories,
I was talking to one of my friends and I was talking about Sean Penn. And I was like, oh, I think he's hot. And like, I just love how he's so different. And my friend was like, oh, I hung out with him a couple times because of somebody he's friends with. And he was like, he's a cool dude. He was like, I was super intimidated by him. He was like, I got his number in my phone right now. You want to text him? I go, tell Sean Penn I love him.
Well, those guys, again, when you're at a certain set, it's like I think he hangs out with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
You know, I think Charlie Sheen was in that crew for a little bit.
But those
Could
guys
you
don't
imagine,
care.
like we focus on these stories like Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, and we're like, what's going to happen with them? Could you imagine the stories that Johnny Depp has or like Sean Penn, if he really wanted to come out and tell all of his stories? Those guys don't know what life is.
Yeah.
They just go from country to country, like doing whatever they want. Whatever, but their stories never get out. You know, they're not on social media posting.
Right.
Like Johnny Depp, he's got already crazy stories came out because of the whole thing with him and Amber Heard.
But look at, she's living in another country now.
I think his friend died and he put his ashes in a cannon somewhere and like shot it out. You know what I mean? Just like the thinking process of that. Like if I had like endless money and I was super famous and everyone loved me wherever I go. And Johnny Depp, I heard, is a good guy. Like he dresses up like.
He's from Kentucky.
What's the pirate and goes to children's hospitals again.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Doesn't post that on his social media, just does it because it makes him feel good and he's helping little kids, you know? So I'm more interested in like the secret society of Hollywood rather than the people. Like I know every single thing that you do because you post all the time. And I don't care what your opinions about life are anymore. Just entertain. You're an entertainer. Entertain me. I don't care what your views are on anything else, from sports to politics to your favorite animal. I don't care. Just shut up and entertain me.
I'm with you on that.
I don't know.
All right.
Going down that rabbit hole, you don't get me fired up.
I know. Jeff gets like super fired up.
But get back to those days and like, I don't know. I just like interesting documentaries. What's the documentary we're watching right now to close it up? The new episode comes out tonight anyway on HBO about the mountain climber.
Oh my gosh.
The dark side, the darkness,
well,
dark angel.
I don't know why lately everything we're watching is like mountain climbing.
I love documentaries. I like learning about different things.
That's a whole nother thing. The alien guy we're watching.
Oh, Bob Lazar.
Yeah, we're watching that.
I don't know why. I'm more into like documentaries and behind the scenes stuff and learning about things I don't know than all these people with opinions and all these negative thoughts. And man, I just want to get back to basics. I don't want to know who you are. I want Frank Sinatra to be cool with Sammy Davis Jr. and all those guys. And I don't want to know about their life. I want to hear stories through the grapevine and be like, hey, you know, every story's every house you see in Hollywood. You know, Marilyn Monroe used to live here. You know, it's like James Dean used to live. That's like all the stories, but you don't really know what's what. Right. It's just kind of through the grapevine stories. I miss those days. We know too much now.
Yeah.
You know,
it's better knowing less and knowing less about everybody's life. Every single
and then look up to them and be like, wow, those guys are great. You know,
or
and that's
just
all.
People worshiping and praising people. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, I have a duck head with a long dress and I'm at the Met Gala.
Now, one person I do love looking forward to what she's wearing is Heidi Klum.
I knew you were going to say that. Because of Halloween.
She goes, did you see her at the Met Gala?
No.
What she was wearing? She goes all out and it gets like, you can't even tell it's her. So I do like seeing what she comes up with. That's always fun.
For not being into celebrities, we sure did talk a lot about celebrities.
Who cares? All right. Let's read.
What's the name of that show anyway?
So
I'm going to look it up real fast.
Watch Neighbors and Friends. We're on season 2. It's so good.
Hold on. I'll give you guys the name of the show and then we'll get out of here.
And then we started Apex last night.
It's the guy who was before Alex Hummel. I think that's his name, who climbs Yosemite. Oh, the Dark Wizard. So this is the guy before Alex Hummel. And
Jeff's the one that started this, and then I just happened to sit on the couch, and then I started watching it.
It's just super interesting. What makes you want to do that with no ropes and cross these canyons on a rope with no safety? It's like, oh my goodness. I like seeing what your mind could do. You know, like if you have, I mean, if you're passionate enough about something, that's all I wanted to do. But yeah, little things don't get you high anymore. You know, you got to keep going and going and going until that death wish finally comes through. Until splatter.
Yeah. All right.
I think that's what happens. We'll find out later. All right, guys. When you come to the edge of all the light you know and are about to step into the darkness of the unknown, faith is knowing that one of two things will happen. There'll be solid ground to stand on, or you will be taught to fly. Hey, that's like the guy we're about to watch tonight. One of those things happened. Unfortunately, I know, and it's not the latter. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you all of you who tuned into my Amazon Live, or our Amazon Live. Wow, that was nice. And there were a couple of you that said you listened to the podcast and you tuned in. This Sunday, there will be no live because it's Mother's Day. So all you moms, grandmas, everybody, anybody you consider a mom, happy Mother's Day. And we will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.